All the world seems to be on the move. Asylum seekers, international students, terrorists, members of diasporas, holidaymakers, business people, sports stars, refugees, backpackers, commuters, the early retired, young mobile professionals, prostitutes, armed forces. These and many others fill the world's airports, buses, ships, and trains. The scale of this traveling is immense. Internationally, there are over 700 million legal passenger arrivals each year, with a predicted 1 billion by 2010. There are 4 million air passengers each day. 31 million refugees are displaced from their homes. And there is one car for every 8.6 people. These diverse yet intersecting mobilities have many consequences for different peoples and places that are located in the fast and slow lanes across the globe. There are new places and technologies that enhance the mobility of some peoples and places and heighten the immobility of others, especially as they try to cross borders.
I'm from Jerusalem, from Israel. I'm a professor at the Bezalel Academy of Art and Design in Jerusalem. I'm a designer. I'm here on the invitation of the Industrial Design and Interior Design Department of RMIT. We're sort of working around the theme of nomadic affordances. It's great, it's fun.
The entire idea was to form a temporary space that transform into the utility and experiencing the nomadicism and moving on.
When you look at nomadic cultures, I think something that's quite unique and different is their concept of interior is very different to what we're used to. We're looking at the process, or it's the technology of field notes as a way to research and document in a different way that the students are used to.
We were able to fully immerse ourselves by staying at testing grounds for a full week and experience what it meant to be a nomad.
Working with a few goals in mind, or with a few sort of focal points in mind. The first was to actually have them work together, enjoy each other's talents and possibilities, to get to know their different vocabularies. I had to learn to know these students better. They had to learn, I think, my language a little bit better. We speak about design, but we use slightly different terms or different types of phrases. Thinking, ideation, whether sketching these ideas or just talking about them. I wanted to complete that with actually making things, and even introduce, especially to the interior design students, this notion of making something before you actually think it through. Not as a final product, but as a method of working. You make something, you look at it, you play with it, and then you continue. Things that came up from their research and from our discussion. And we focused on the differences, these little nuances of differences. This was very important to introduce the importance of precision in design. So precision, it's a conceptual precision, but also it has, of course, its effects on the actual design. On the other hand, it was very important to introduce the idea that design should always be something that you enjoy and is fun to do. That reflects, at least from my way of thinking, it reflects on the way things look when you actually design them. So we were playing around. They had to hide, they had to camouflage. We're adding levels, layers of complication. The presentation is not a formal presentation. It's out here in the open space of testing ground, which is fantastic. Tall buildings around us, noise, the noise of the cars, of the transportation running around us. But actually we're in a green spot, and it's very very free, very open, very casual. There's tents and fire going on and cooking and all this. And this is working, I think, to the advantage of this. This wouldn't have worked the same if we were in a very formal setting.
Testing grounds as a space, as an alternative to RMIT, has been a great opportunity, particularly when we've got the two different groups, so interior and industrial. I remember the first time we sat down together, there was a line between them. You know, one side of the room was all the interior, the other side of the room was all the industrial. Now they're camping together, they're eating together, they're cooking together, they're sitting by a fire together, they're working together, they're collaborating. Some really amazing proposals that have come from this site, and the fact that we're in the middle of the city, we're surrounded by skyscrapers.
It'd be much better community than you ever would, sharing a class once a week. For a semester, you get some camaraderie, but it's nothing like sharing a drink and having a chat around campfire at night.
This nomadicity is an ecology supported by a system of affordances. Some are practices, such as the road trip. Some are imperatives, such as being forced to seek refuge. Twitter, Facebook, mobile phones, tents, trucks, boats, and water bottles are all implicated in this narrative as affordances enabling the nomadicity. Designers in this account actively imagine making the experience of nomadicity pleasurable or more convenient. The backpack makes the office or classroom mobile. Every little thing that is carried is activated to enable tiny, small, or even large nomadicity. The material possessions we carry as we move are fellow conspirators in the project of making a placeless or multi-place engagement the main way of life. Imagine sometime in the future a gallery, an archive, a collection of nomadic paraphernalia from the present, or a speculation upon a proscription of mobility. What will need to be proscribed? Or even, how will society need to be reschooled to stay still and in one place? Nomadic Affordances is thus an ongoing project, an inquiry, a conversation and a conscious engagement with the tools and contexts of mobility.